Today on Simply Maha, we have a very special recipe. We are making Jerusalem bagels, a Palestinian delight that is sold in every corner. And the ones in Jerusalem specifically are very special. There's just something about the climate, about the ovens, the 1,000-year-old stones that they cook these on that just make the ones there very, very special in flavors. Unfortunately, we can't have them all the time since we don't go back. But don't you worry, because I have got you covered with this recipe. Let's get started. So it's very important to know how you measure out your dough just so you can get actual accurate results. You never just want to go in and scoop the dough with your measuring cup. You always want to spoon it into your measuring cup like you see me do here. And after that, you want to take a knife and just with the back of it, level it off. That way you're not actually compacting any flour and using more flour than you need. Just level it off like you see me do here. And this is the most accurate way to measure flour when you don't have a kitchen scale. My stand mixer, I have a cup and a half of warm water that I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of yeast and 1 tablespoon of sugar with. You always want to add your sugar with your yeast because that is its food and that's what's going to help it grow. So we're just going to mix that and let it hang out for about 15 minutes. After about 15 minutes, it should look all foamy like that. And now we are just going to add our dry ingredients, the flour, the milk powder, and the salt. Now, all the list of ingredients will be down below in the description, so check that out. I'm also going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Now, here's a tip when you're making any dough. When you want to add the salt, add it on top of the flour. Don't mix the salt directly with the yeast because the salt can kill the effects of the yeast. And this dough will be somewhat sticky, and you want it to be sticky because the more you add flour, the more you compact your dough and the tougher it gets. So this will be somewhat of a sticky dough, but it should be very pliable, very soft, very supple. After about 6 to 8 minutes of kneading, it should look like this. You can use a dough scraper or a spatula to get it out. And if you are having a hard time with it being sticky, just cover your hands with olive oil or drizzle a little bit on the dough and it should come right out. As you can see, I was having a little bit of trouble, but a little bit of olive oil and it was good to go. You can see how stretchy, how pliable it was, but it wasn't tearing. You never want to have dough that tears apart. And you can see with that olive oil, it was much easier to get out. Now you're going to want to form it into a ball just like that. You want to oil the bowl, put it back in there, and you want to let it rise for 1.5 to 2 hours. Don't forget to put a little bit of oil on top of the dough itself just so it doesn't dry out or a skin does not form on there. I just covered it with a couple of towels and put it in my oven with my oven turned off, of course, and just let it sit there for an hour or 2 or until it has doubled in size. After 2 hours, I deflated it like you saw me do here. And now I'm just going to take it out of my bowl and put it on my work surface. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to bunch it up, pinch it between my 2 fingers like that, and I'm gonna divide this into 6 equal bowls. And you can see how satisfying working with dough is. I mean, how amazing was that? And if it sticks to your hand, a little bit of olive oil. No fuss, no muss, no hassle. Don't be scared. Dough can sense your fear. If you're scared of it, it'll know and it'll not work. So just do what I'm showing you. And you can see I was having way too much fun shaping the balls. I was getting a little bit touchy-feely, but it's okay. Now here are my 6 equal pieces that I'm gonna put in an oil-lined pan just because I don't want them to dry out. I'm gonna cover them and let them rest for 30 more minutes, and then we'll get to shaping them. And now you just want to prepare your dunking mixture, 2 tablespoons of pomegranate molasses with 1 cup of water. If you don't have pomegranate molasses, you can use honey or any other type of molasses. And look at how beautifully they have risen. And I will show you how we are going to shape them. You want to take one of your balls that you made, just make a hole right in the center like that. And then just sort of spread it out. You want to hold it like a handle, and then with the other hand you want to start rolling until you get your desired consistency, your desired shape and thinness. You just want to take one, dunk it in your mixture, and put it on the sesame seeds where we will continue to shape them. We're going to shape them on the sesame seeds because after all, this is a sesame bagel, so it's really going to be in there. And when this cooks up, it's going to get toasted and give you a really nice nutty flavor. So as you can see, I'm actually kind of patting it down to get a more flat surface. And now it's important that when you do shape them, you let them rise for another 30 minutes so we can get that fluffy interior. You want to bake 3 of them in one sheet. Put them in a 450-degree oven for 20 minutes, rotating the sheets halfway so they cook evenly. So putting the top one in the bottom and the bottom one on top. After they come out of the oven, it's very important that you let them cool in warm towels just so they don't dry out and they can retain its moisture. Look at how beautifully they turned out. Very nice and toasted, nice and fluffy, very soft. Let me know down in the comments if this brings back a lot of memories that you may have. I like to eat this with some cheese, boiled eggs. If you want to do it the Turkish way, add some Nutella in there. And let me know if you guys enjoyed this recipe. I really hope you did. I know I do. I've been making this for 4 days straight now and I love it. My family loves it. I hope you do too. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you next time on Simply Maha, where we are simple but never basic. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.